Hey guys, it's Cauliflower. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see by the title, today I have a full-blown video for you after, I know, a very long time of not filming. But today I have a little bit of a haul from Drugstore and also from Mercari. And also I'm going to be applying some makeup from those hauls while discussing the whole James Charles gossip. So it's a 3-for-1. It's going to be a long video, so grab a snack, grab a beverage, grab your partner, and just get it on. I don't know why I just said that. But anyway, hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. It is all about this look that is right here on my face today. We're going to be using some Drugstore. We're going to be using some other stuff, but it's all haul. And here it is. So, hey guys, it is me again. I am back. And yes, I do have a little bit of a haul for you guys I've been holding on to since probably, the last 3 weeks or so. I do have a Mercari, whatever, haul that just came in yesterday. But I do have a Drugstore haul that I have not showed you guys. And basically, this Drugstore haul was all stuff that was just clearanced out of my local Rite Aid. So I'm going to be showing and working with some products today that I have on my face currently. I'm not going to tell you what. You're going to see that as you go along with the video. So I did pick up some CoverGirl items. Most of these from the Drugstore are CoverGirl today. This is the Vitalist Healthy Elixir. I think this is new packaging on this particular one because I know I've had this foundation before, and this is definitely newer packaging. So this is probably the updated packaging that they have now. I also got the powder to go with it, and I also have the concealer to go with it. So this is all from the Healthy Revitalist line that CoverGirl came out with probably about a year or so ago. I also got the Physicians Formula. This is the Healthy Foundation. Can you see kind of like a theme here? Everything is about healthy these days. So I picked this one up. This one is in the color Brightening Complex. It just says PF 1029 or LC1. I don't know what that really means. This has an SPF of 20. And we've got a good 2 years on this one. It expires in 2021, so that is great. I got some Revlon stuff as well from my Drugstore haul. So I picked up the Revlon Color Stay Brow Crayon. I've never tried this before, and it was about $2 something. All of these items that I'm showing you, with the exception of the Mercari items, which basically all was purchased in one fell swoop. These were all like under $3. That's how much they were clearanced off in my Rite Aid store. So I got this Revlon Color Stay Brow. I also picked up a Revlon lip, which is currently on my lips at the moment. I don't recall or remember the name of this one, but it was a 75% off item. So, okay, next we have a bunch of stuff from Mercari. This was all just like a makeup potpourri kind of thrown in a box kind of a thing. It was a bunch of different things that I wanted to try. So I did, and I picked up this Laura Geller. This is the Gelato, I believe, the Gelato, Baked Gelato highlighter in Diamond Dust. Got that. This is the Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. Never tried it. I have tried the Tarte Amazonian Clay one, but I have not tried this one yet, so we'll see how that works out. This was thrown in there. I have had this before. Not a fan of this. This is the Butter London Stroke of Wow liquid eyeliner, which I think I've gotten in BoxyCharm or Ipsy, one of those two, but I was not a happy camper with that, so nope. From City Color, the Glow, the Stellar Highlight Glow Pro Stellar Iridescent in Nebula, which I'm glad I have now because mine broke upon shipment. That was funny. Got a nude sticks. This is the magnetic nude sticks for your eyes instead of for your lips. So we have like a beautiful gold bronze color, or the Mani MUA, which way you want to look at it. I also got a color correcting concealer from Kat Von D, which I did apply, but of course you won't see that I applied it off camera. It's on my eyes underneath my makeup. This Lash Factory, these are the fibers, the lash fibers, where you have to put on the mascara, then the fibers and the mascara over it. So we're going to see how that works. I tried this on already. This is underneath my makeup, the Peter Thomas Roth Ultralight Oil-Free Moisturizer. This is what I used as my primer today. And then we also got some Mary Kay stuff. This is a Mary Kay Thinking of You body lotion. I have a cream gel liner from ColourPop, which I'm very excited to try and use. Also in this haul, I have some Clinique lotion. I'm just going really quick here. We also have a primer from The Ordinary. This is their high adherence silicone primer, which I'm really excited to try and forgot that I had in this box. You guys all know how I love my baked blush and brighten. I can never say this. Baked blush and brighten in Tropical Hues. It's one of my favorite blushes of all time. And then we have a Wet n Wild Fergie little eyeshadow set. So that's what we'll be working with, and here we go. To start with, I'm going to be using this Peter Roth Thomas Ultralight Oil-Free Moisturizer as my primer today. I know it's weird that it's a moisturizer, but actually I like the feel of this because it has a little bit of like a silicone-y feeling to it. So I'm just going to apply that all over the skin. I have done my eyebrows already. You guys know how much I just hate doing my eyebrows on camera. So yeah, this is definitely very tacky. So if you've ever picked this up, you don't have to try this as a moisturizer. You can just use this as a base. It is a gel formula, so it goes on really nicely and lightly, but it also gives you that tackiness, so your makeup will definitely stick to your skin. All right, I think this is good enough. All right, and then I'm gonna go in with the CoverGirl. This is the CoverGirl Vitalize Healthy Elixir. This is in the color Classic Ivory. I figure since I have a CoverGirl powder, why not just go in with the CoverGirl foundation? So I'm gonna do a few pumps, and I'm gonna be using my Shop Missy AOA Microfiber Duo Fiber, whatever the hell this is, on the puff itself. So we're gonna just go in and do that and see how that all works out, how that looks. Yay. Do 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 do. It has a slight florally smell to this. Again, it's new to me because, as you guys know how I feel about CoverGirl makeup, I have not tried this, but you know, when I did my haul, I thought, why not? And since I got it at such a great deal, I figured, okay, we're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna go with it. All right, I feel like I need a little bit more of this. Gonna go with a little bit more and just buff it in. Yes, I know I have the big bow in my hair to hold my hair back, because my bangs are what make it very difficult to put makeup on these days. So I either have to clip it back or I have to do this head. Hey, but if Emily Noel can do it, I can do it too. All right, I think this is sufficient enough coverage. Coverage on this is obviously not very heavy coverage. It is a light to medium coverage, which is fine. No problem. I have no issue with that. Next, we're going to go in with the Vitalist Concealer in Fair. So this, how do you open this? There we go. Okay, so it's one of these things. It's where you twist it up. It is a, oh my God, look at where the product is as to where it has to go up. So I'll be doing this for a little bit. Yeah. Let's hope this actually works because, oh, okay, there we go. The product's actually going up there. I'm not big on these paint-on concealers, but I will try it for the sake. Okay, I think I see it. Do we see it? Yes, we do. All right, let's go underneath the eye. Let's get a little bit more there. And we'll go down the nose. Yeah, let's do a little bit more since I don't see it coming out much. And yeah, I know. I put concealer in the weirdest of places, but that's just me. It's just where I go normally. Get rid of some of the redness, some of that discoloration, yada, 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 yada. All right, back to the sponge. This time we'll use the flat end of the sponge. And we're going to go in. It seems like it goes in really nicely from what I see. I'm not very, I don't have a strategy when I put on concealer. I just do it. I don't have a strategy of how I paint it on or how much I paint on. If it goes on, it looks good, then I'm good about that. And yes, I always do my eyes because for me, I don't need a separate primer for priming my eyeshadow, my eyes, or anything of that nature. I always found concealer was just good enough. I know a lot of people like to do the whole, primer thing on the eyes. I'm like, if you're going to use primer on your skin, then concealer, what the hell do you need with an eye primer? But that's just me. And I do have some. I do own some. Okay, I think that's good enough. It blended in pretty decently. I'm going to go in with the classic ivory on this CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder. I think I'm just going to do the same thing, all in one. Who cares? Let's put this right underneath the eye to set that. That looks pretty decent on the end of that. All right. Then we're going to do the nose because, yes, I am going to be contouring, and I don't care that some people powder after. I powder before. And down here and up here. I'm liking this. It looks really, really smooth and not weird and not discoloring. So we are good with that. All right. Very decent. Okay. So I don't have a bronzer of sorts that is brand new. So I'm just going to go in with my L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hour. My good old Sephora brush. I haven't been using this a lot lately, but it is still my favorite as far as doing the whole contour thing. I've had this thing now for probably as long as I've had my channel, and it still works very well for me. So I don't, this is pushing a little bit orange today. I don't know what that's about, but we'll just work with it and all that nonsense. So so I wasn't going to do this as a video, but I am going to bring it up about what do you guys think about this whole James Charles deal. I'm talking, this is actually, right around this time, didn't we deal with Manny MUA and Laura Lee? We were all talking about apology videos and how people are not responsible for their behavior until they get caught or until somebody, decides that they're going to spill the beans on them. And we're back at it once again with James. Although this time, I think James honestly got exactly what he put out there. And I know that sounds pretty, harsh to say, because I know we're going to say he's 19, he's a teenager. Let's be real here. There are rules to the extent. There are exceptions to the rules, okay? Yes, he is 19, but he's not your average, normal 19-year-old who is just fresh out of college and figuring out his life. James has been in the beauty industry now for 2.5 years, roughly. He's found his way to social climb all the way to, what is it now, 13 million subscribers? Well, at the moment, it's 13 million. It is diminishing as we speak, but he has had help with Tati, and I think Jeffrey has helped him along the way, and I think the trailblazers before him, I hate to bring them up, but I think Manny, Laura, all of those people that were out before him, he was looking to join the Mickey Mouse Club, and he did. And when he did, he blew up larger than they did. They didn't expect it either. If you really have been around a while, you could tell who interacts with who and why. And you could tell during the time of Jeffrey and Manny being friends, and Laura Lee and Nikita Dragon and, Gabby and all of those people, you could tell they did not want him to have any part of them. So let's be real here. James and even Thomas Halbert, which Thomas has explained this already, about how he struggled when he first got here, that he wasn't accepted, that kind of a thing. So I think James has had a little bit of that as well. But James was a little bit more more shrewd than the rest, I want to say, because he has a passion for this business. I will give him that. He knows what he's doing aesthetically. He's very talented with makeup. He's very good about that. But unfortunately, he's also growing up on YouTube. And just like your average, it's not average, but when you talk about celebrity and you talk about a child, okay, it's a completely different state of mind. They're molded differently. They're taught differently. They're taught not in the same way that we are taught. Yes, they should be taught morals, right and wrong, and that kind of a thing, but they're also now having to become an adult very quickly, more so than you would your average teenager. So when people bring up age, I kind of just shake my head at that, because it's not just about immaturity, even though that is a factor. He is being groomed a completely different way. So now he's here at 19 years old. He's got millions of dollars. His face is everywhere. He's very famous on YouTube. Very famous now, even on regular television. He's on people's talk shows, you know, nighttime shows, all those things. He's in the papers. He's on TMZ. He's a full-fledged celebrity is what my point is. But with that fame comes everything you do. So at the same time of you doing all of these things that you're doing, remember, YouTube is a separate entity. It is not like your Hollywood movie star or your Netflix show, your cable show, what have you. YouTube is a strictly different platform. So you're talking about the eyes of your peers who are constantly on you, especially those you make friends with, because they see everything you do, because everything you do is on social media. It is recorded. It is talked about. Anyway, so I'm going to go in with this Laura Geller Baked Blush and Brighten. I always get this wrong when I have these in Tropic Hues. This is one of my favorites, or anything of that nature. I always found concealer was just good enough. I know a lot of people like to do the whole, primer thing on the eyes. I'm like, if you're going to use primer on your skin, then concealer, what the hell do you need with an eye primer? But that's just me. And I do have some. I do own some. Okay. I think that's good enough. It blended in pretty decently for my liking. All right, and then we're going to go in with the CoverGirl, same thing with the CoverGirl Vitalift Healthy Powder. I've heard some really good things about this. This is a number 710 Classic Ivory. Am I out of the shots? Okay, I'm going to go in with the Classic Ivory on this CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder. I think I'm just going to do the same thing, all in one. Who cares? Let's put this right underneath the eye to set that. That looks pretty decent on the end of that. All right. Then we're going to do the nose, because yes, I am going to be contouring, and I don't care that some people powder after. I powder before. And down here. And up here. I'm liking this. It looks really, really smooth and not weird and not discoloring. So we are good with that. All right. Very decent. Okay. So I don't have a bronzer of sorts that is brand new. So I'm just going to go in with my L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour. My good old Sephora brush. I haven't been using this a lot lately, but it is still my favorite as far as doing the whole contour thing. I've had this thing now for probably as long as I've had my channel, and it still works very well for me. So this is pushing a little bit orange today. I don't know what that's about, but we'll just work with it and all that nonsense. So So I wasn't going to do this as a video, but I am going to bring it up about what do you guys think about this whole James Charles deal. I'm talking, this is actually, right around this time, didn't we deal with Manny MUA and Laura Lee? We were all talking about apology videos and how people are not responsible for their behavior until they get caught, or until somebody, decides that they're going to spill the beans on them. And we're back at it once again with James. Although this time, I think James honestly got exactly what he put out there. And I know that sounds pretty, harsh to say, because I know we're going to say he's 19, he's a teenager. Let's be real here. There are rules to the extent, there are exceptions to the rules, okay? Yes, he is 19, but he's not your average, normal 19-year-old who is just fresh out of college and figuring out his life. James has been in the beauty industry now for 2.5 years, roughly. He's found his way to social climb all the way to, what is it now, 13 million subscribers? Well, at the moment, it's 13 million. It is diminishing as we speak, but he has had help with Tati, and I think Jeffrey has helped him along the way. And I think the trailblazers before him, I hate to bring them up, but I think Manny, Laura, all of those people that were out before him, he was looking to join the Mickey Mouse Club, and he did. And when he did, he blew up larger than they did. They didn't expect it either. If you really have been around a while, you could tell who interacts with who and why. And you could tell during the time of Jeffrey and Manny being friends, and Laura Lee and Nikita Dragon and, Gabby and all of those people, you could tell they did not want him to have any part of them. So let's be real here. James and even Thomas Halbert, which Thomas has explained this already, about how he struggled when he first got here, that he wasn't accepted, that kind of a thing. So I think James has had a little bit of that as well. But James was a little bit more shrewd than the rest, I want to say, because he has a passion for this business. I will give him that. He knows what he's doing aesthetically. He's very talented with makeup. He's very good about that. But unfortunately, he's also growing up on YouTube. And just like your average, it's not average, but when you talk about celebrity and you talk about a child, okay, it's a completely different state of mind. They are molded differently. They're taught differently. They're taught not in the same way that we are taught. Yes, they should be taught morals, right and wrong, and that kind of a thing, but they're also now having to become an adult very quickly, more so than you would your average teenager. So when people bring up age, I kind of just shake my head at that, because it's not just about immaturity, even though that is a factor. He is being groomed a completely different way. So now he's here at 19 years old. He's got millions of dollars. His face is everywhere. He's very famous on YouTube, very famous now, even on regular television. He's on people's talk shows, nighttime shows, all those things. He's in the papers. He's on TMZ. He's a full-fledged celebrity is what my point is. But with that fame comes everything you do. So at the same time of you doing all of these things that you're doing, remember, YouTube is a separate entity. It is not like your Hollywood movie star or your Netflix show, your cable show, what have you. YouTube is a strictly different platform. So you're talking about the eyes of your peers who are constantly on you, especially those you make friends with, because they see everything you do, because everything you do is on social media. It is recorded. It is talked about. Anyway, so I'm going to go in with this Laura Geller Baked Blush and Brighten. I always get this wrong when I have these in Tropic Hues. This is one of my favorites. I'm going to go out of the shot for a minute so I can get my Wet n Wild blush brush. And I'm going to go in with that. Anyway, so as you guys know, I'm not going to go into it, but honestly, I have loved Tati for years. I think Tati is amazing. She is very transparent with herself. She's an emotional girl. I think she's an empath as well. That's why I identify with her. She cares about people. She cares about supporting those in the industry. And she's very uplifting. I have never heard Tati ever put anyone down, ever describe anybody in a very disparaging way. She's always been very, very uplifting. So, of course, James Charles and her had a friendship very similar to, I don't want to say a mother and son, because it's a different aspect. I want to say more like a peer to like an older peer, like an advocate, so you can say, I think. Now I'm going to go in with the Laura Geller highlighter, the Baked Gelato highlighter in Diamond Dust. Anyway, as far as like the whole Tati thing, I'm completely on her side, completely with her. The unfortunate thing about being in this industry and making friends with somebody like James or somebody even like Manny or any of those people is that they're constantly looking forward and ahead to what is there for them. What is their gain for this? What are they getting out of this? And he got a very special relationship with Tati, very closely like Manny did with Jeffrey, which I thought that Jeffrey kind of helped him along the way to kind of pick up his channel, had him on all the time, supported him, collabed with him, did makeup, collaborations with him. So they all do this. They put themselves out there. Tati put herself out there. She really loved James and made him a part of the family. She had him do her makeup at her wedding. She had him at her birthday, all those things. And I just think that people don't value, or at least in my generation, we see things a lot differently than the millennials do. I mean, we see things as we grew up with families, we grew up with people that, were nurturing and constantly, supporting and teaching us right and wrong. And, we did everything manually. There was none of this technology. There was none of this social media we had to deal with. Everything was person to person. So again, we are now in the age of technology where you can say whatever you want, whenever you think about it. And that is unfortunate because that is where you get yourself into trouble. I've said this 1,000 times, but they don't listen. Anyway, I'm just hitting into things. You kind of just learn by example. And I think Tati was trying to set that precedent for James. Now, he's also a young man who is of the gay persona, not gay persona, but he's gay. And we're dealing with different types of ways of going about things with people, especially in the air of the fact that James is always trying to hook up. And when he's trying to hook up, he's always trying to hook up with straight men. Now, that might be something that excites him, or he thinks that is like the bee's knees, if he could turn some straight guy into giving him what he wants for the night. But just like with anything else, with any other type of behavior, it's going to come back with some drawbacks. And the drawback is that when you pursue somebody who is telling you that they are straight, and basically they're just saying, listen, I'm bi-curious, what have you. I mean, this day and age, we're all trying to explore our horizons, so to speak. I've got nothing to say about that kind of thing. It's like, you know what? You do what you feel. But at the same time, realize and understand that what can come back from that is if a person is truthfully telling you that they are straight, then you have to respect that. Just like a woman is telling another man if she doesn't feel comfortable with her sexuality or with the fact that she doesn't want to be touched or grabbed or what have you, that should be respected. And James, who's 19, not 9, should know this. But unfortunately, he uses his celebrity to get himself across. And yes, it is also the fault on the other side of it, because yes, of course, it is exciting to hook up with a YouTuber who is very popular and it can gain you some clout. So as far as Gage is concerned, homie, let me tell you something about that. I think you knew what you were doing and, you got some clout out of it. Now, as far as the waiter is concerned, I think it's kind of a dual thing. I think the waiter slid into his DMs and he wanted to, explore a little horizon of the gay James Charles. And James Charles, was like, sure, my celebrity, I know who I am. And it's cool, let's hook up. So at the same time of this kind of like way of everybody's talking about predatory behavior, it is and it isn't. If it is on the other end of that spectrum where somebody is also gratuitous and saying, okay, for the night, or okay, for the week, or however long these kids do these things, then you really can't call it predatory. But if it's somebody who consistently says, hey, James, I don't feel comfortable doing this. I don't want to do this. I really like you, but I'm not feeling like, this is something I can do because I am straight. Then, to me, then you can call that predatory. Not excusing James Charles's behavior. I think it's kind of gross that he takes a celebrity and he tries to intimidate people with that. Well, if you don't do this kind of a thing, I am a celebrity, I can change that. No, James, that's not how it works. So it's unfortunate that, again, at 19 years old, we're presented with something that we obviously have to tell him the right and the wrong. It's wrong to make people feel uncomfortable. It is right to be gratuitous. It is right to make sure that the other person that you're engaging this act with or this behavior with is on the same page. So it can be confusing, but we don't know the full story. We're just hearing this through social media. So again, we don't know everything, but what's being presented, this is how I feel. This is my opinion. Now, the bottom line of the whole thing is, as far as he is concerned, I think he was given way too much too soon. I think the usual social climbing behavior and the, channel building behavior is not going to end. He'll find some other friends. He'll find some other people to get in there with. His popularity will afford that for him because he is who he is. Right now, do I think he deserves what he's getting? Absolutely, I do. Whatever you put forth, you're going to get back threefold. So if you're going to treat people like garbage, they're going to return the favor. If you're going to make people look one way and they are another, well, it's going to come back at you as well. So I don't say that we all have to burn, torches and we have to just say, hey, James Charles, you're no good. I don't like the kid sometimes. I plainly do not like the kid. I think that he's too entitled. I think that he got himself way into celebrity and fame before he had a chance to really understand the responsibility of it. And I also think that he thinks he's the bee's knees to everybody and anybody. And unfortunately, that kind of behavior is going to kick you right into submission. And you're going to learn real quick here just how you have to humble yourself and you have to really remember who got you here and how you started. And that's the way you're going to continue. Because look what happened to Manny. Look what happened to Laura. These people learn by bad behavior. I don't know if they've learned. Honestly, I don't watch them anymore, so I can't really say if they've learned. But James, the only way you're going to learn is through experience. So let this be a lesson to you. Okay, so now we're going to go in with eyes, which obviously I have the little Morphe palette that I did get in the Mercari haul, but I'm going to go in with the ColourPop because it's relatively new and I've been using it a lot. This is the ColourPop Sweet Talk. And I'm just going to do like a look. I don't know what I'm going to go in. I'm just going to go. Oh, okay. So we go with this color. We're going to go in with this color. So that's my take on James Charles. Now let me talk about my friend Gabrielle. Or Gabby or Gabriel, all of a sudden relevant Zamora. Okay? Now, last year, Gabby, Mr. Hello, hi everybody, hi everyone. I was in your corner. I completely was like, good. Finally, there's a beauty guru that's coming out who's actually saying, okay, let's all, be straight with each other. Let's all tell the truth here because the truth is not being said. And he threw Manny under the bus. I mean, let's be real here. He was sort of pseudo friends with him. And of course, we all know he's very close with Nikita Dragon and he's, friends with Laura. But as soon as it got very hot for those people, Gabriel was like, yeah, see ya. But he also took responsibility for that tweet that was made. And I gave him props and respect for that. But this year, Mr. Gabby, who, listen, I like him. I enjoy him. I think he's very, very pleasant to listen to as opposed to some of the other people that I thought really after a while was like, all right, enough of you. I really just can't listen to you anymore. But Gabby, I am going to say this, Gabby, watch what you say when it comes to the elders, my friend. You're another one, okay? And I'm going to go in now with this, let's see, we'll go in with this little dark color here. Why not? Gabby, watch what you say about the elders because honestly, my friend, we have been here, and I'm saying we because, listen, I have been on YouTube for 8 years. I have seen people come and go. I have seen careers skyrocket. I have seen careers plummet. I have seen it all. So when I say we, I mean us older people, and I do mean that in the respect of you should respect your elders and you should give a little bit of consideration as to the way that people have presented this beauty industry for you guys to continue on. If there were no Tati, there would be no Gabriel Zamora. Let's be honest. And I'm not saying that Tati was single-handedly responsible for Gabriel Zamora, but you guys know what I'm trying to say here. So basically, Gabby is going on Snapchat and saying, oh, Tati, why don't you just calm down? You know, it's about vitamins, which obviously it clearly is not. And then he went into the discussion about the waiter and, you know, they were all in her kitchen. But she was very clear about how she felt about that. Like, she had people in her family around. You know, maybe your demeanor is completely different. Maybe you're just trying to save face at that point because you don't want to get into a full-blown spectrum of what this conversation really is that's happening. It happens to people. So, Gabby, you need to take it down a couple of notches because not everybody is, you know, on point with the way they recollect things. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I probably would have said the same thing. You know, it didn't look good. It probably wasn't a good look for her. She probably had to do a lot of damage control. Said, you don't know that. You're in somebody else's home. It's not your place to say. You're just a spectator. You're just somebody who happens to be involved in the conversation. You don't really know that much. Okay, you're just going by hearsay, and you're going by the hearsay of a 19-year-old. Do you think he's going to tell you everything that's involved? Absolutely not. So again, I think, these guys need to take a couple of notches down. I don't think Tati is about to sit there and make up stuff just so she can make a video while she's telling you she basically loved this kid. She basically welcomed this kid into her family. You know, her husband did. They all made him like he was a son to them, you know, and we all know that James has a son, James being Tati's husband. So, you know, really, you have to understand that it is not just about being a beauty guru on YouTube. Let's get off of that whole thing. Let's talk about people. Let's talk about loyalty. Let's talk about the fact that it is quite shady. And she's not saying this like, oh, he did this behind my back. He was very upfront about it, obviously. He obviously made that Instagram post. He obviously conferred with her, okay? And obviously it was not about what he had said it was about. So I'm sorry, but maybe you and Nikita don't have this kind of a relationship, or maybe, you know, you don't think about it. But when you've been in this industry and you have a brand in addition to your own channel, yeah, it does affect it. Yes, it does make it look bad. Yeah, maybe he threw it up there a few times on his channel about, you know, oh, you know, I'm using this and, you know, this is my mom, that kind of a thing. But in the long run, he did something basically for his own gain. And it kind of looks really crappy. And I could see it if he just did it where it was like, listen, you know, I was in a bind. I don't really believe that. I don't believe it was a security issue. I just believe, listen, I've been to these events and those promoters and those brands, they drool when they know a big influencer wants something to do with them. So of course they're going to give them whatever they want. Oh, passes, you need passes? Sure, no problem. Oh, security? Absolutely not. You need to, you know, build up our brand. And you know what? When the influencer wants what they want, they're going to do it. And that's the way it is in this industry. That's the way it's always been and probably will be for, you know, generations to come. Okay, I'm going to probably just finish it off with a little bit of this gold right here. I'm just feeling this gold right here. And I'm going to use my finger. And we're going to do it right in the middle because this is like the easiest palette to just apply that stuff without having to do the cut crease or anything in that nature. It's why I really love this palette. And there we are. So yeah, my whole thing is stay in your own lane, Gabby. Don't bring things up that are just going to incriminate you. You know, now people are going to look at you like, well, what do you have to, why are you getting involved in all of this? You know, we don't know how close you are with James, but I do know you were just with Jeffrey and you were just in his campaign. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Jeffrey just kicked the crap out of James Charles's merch off of his Killer Merch brand. So bye-bye to that. I mean, so for me, it's like, honestly, at this moment in time, you probably need to just stay out of it, stay in your own lane. Yeah, have your opinions, but they don't need to be, you know, you don't have to be into this like whole thing where it's like a 3-ring circus between you, James, and Tati. It's not necessary. So just saying. All right. And the last thing I'm going to be using for my eyes is this Lash Factory. This is a fiber a fiber duo kind of a thing. It's been a long time since I've used this kind of stuff, but because it is in the haul, I am going to put it on. So I'm going to do this off camera and come back. Okay, we're back, and I also went in and put on this Essence eyeliner pen, which I just did, you know, just a light little coating over the lashes. The lashes are pretty good. They don't feel weird. I mean, normally with these fiber mascaras, they're all over the place, but I had very little fallout, so I'm good with that. And then I also went in my waterline, which I don't know if you can see it, with this ColourPop Cream Gel Liner. And I got this really fun color. It's like this bright, almost looks yellow, but it is like this orangey color. Let me just show you guys if you can see it. So this is the color it is, and I did go in. I'm just going to show you guys a little bit more. I'll just put it a little bit more in there so you guys can see. I don't know if it shows up, but I love this color. Can you guys see that? I don't know. But it's so pretty, and it's really creamy. So really enjoyed doing that. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with something I don't normally do, but I just watched Kathleen Light's video on plumping lips, and I'm following her steps. So the first thing she did was exfoliate, which I did with my e.l.f. exfoliator. And then I went in with my Buxom plumping gloss, which I have had on for like the last 45 minutes. So that's all gone now. Now I'm going to go in with my Dior, this Dior liner, and then we're going to go in with the Revlon color that I got. So I'm going to do this. Hopefully I don't screw it out, because I'm so not good at the overlining, and I don't know what I'm saying. Don't know what I'm saying. Shut up. Okay. Yeah, this is a really pretty color. And she said to stick to your skin tone on this when you overline your lips, so I think that's pretty close to my skin tone. And now I'm going to go in with the Revlon gloss that I got in my drugstore haul. And we're going to see how this works. Oh, this is the one with the paint. Ah, no wonder. Okay. Okay, there we go. There is the finished look. The finished look. Okay, guys, we are back with the finished look of my drugstore slash Mercari or Mercari haul. I really like the way everything looks together. I really think that it's a pretty spring look. Everything looks nice and fresh, and love the eyes. The mascara feels actually pretty natural. I was kind of worried about the fiber lashes being all over the place, but it's really nice. The lips are fine. I think I've had this Revlon formula before, so it's always good to go back in time and rediscover products that you've once loved and then forgot about. But most of all of those products are not new. Most of them have been around for a while, especially the CoverGirl stuff and the Revlon stuff and the Laura Geller stuff and everything else I tried today. But you know what? I like going back in time, and obviously I love getting bargains. So if you've never tried Mercari before, I will leave my link down below, which gives you a little bit of money off your first time around. If you try it out. You can also sell stuff on Mercari. And of course, anything else y'all want to comment on, if you want to talk about the James Charles, Tati, Gabby mess, absolutely do that in the comments. Let's open it up, but let's be nice. Let's not get too gossipy. This is still a Beauty with Banter channel. So that is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me for this long video, and I will see you guys in my next one.